Hey everyone, this is Lomi, and today I'll be showing you how I used to make flower fairy dresses for really tiny dolls. Lilibelle, my Pookie auntie, will be the model for this. It's a super beginner-friendly project. You just need some ribbon and some silk flowers. You might also want some decorative bits like lace, smaller ribbons, or beads. You'll begin by taking the flower apart to get these petal pieces, then cut them apart to get individual petals. These will become the skirt. It doesn't take very many. I like to use petals of different shapes and sizes to create visual interest. Next, you'll take your ribbon and wrap it around your doll to see how long it needs to be. Make sure it overlaps in the back enough to add your choice of closure. I use Velcro and offset it a bit so that the back is thinner, but you want a pretty big overlap if you're going to use a snap. A smaller ribbon is great for the shoulder straps. To find the length needed for the straps, hold the chest band ribbon against the doll's body, line up the end of the strap ribbon with the bottom edge, loop it over the shoulder, and measure down to where the bottom of the chest band will be on the back. Cut two pieces the same size. You'll want to treat your ribbon to keep it from fraying. I use a flame, which causes the ends of the ribbon to melt just enough that it won't fray. But you can also use fabric glue, which is a bit safer and more foolproof. This is so tiny, but it'll be an adorable dress when it's done. Get yourself a needle and some thread and thread up. In my years of sewing, I've found licking the eye of the needle instead of the thread makes it a million times easier to thread the needle. Knot the end, and then it's time to lay out the petals the way you want them. You want to arrange them so that they're the full width of the chest band, which means coming down a little from the pointy ends where I cut the petals apart. I use pins to hold the top edges together, but keep the pins above where the band will go, so that any permanent holes they might leave behind won't be visible. Then, using long, quick stitches, I sew the petals together just enough that they'll stay in this layer order and this width. Once they're basted together, I trim the pointy tops of the petals and then sew on the chest band. I try to keep my stitches a little smaller and tidier for this, but my hand sewing is never very good, and the flower petals are very thick, so I can only do one tiny stitch at a time. Once the band is connected, it's time to add the shoulder straps and embellish. The straps get placed evenly spaced apart at the front center of the dress. I rarely fit this to my doll since I know how big she is and I've made a lot of these dresses in the past, but you might want to pin the ribbons in place to check the fit. Both ends of the ribbon should align with the bottom edge of the chest band to ensure they're the right length. To save a little time, I add beads as an embellishment at the same time as connecting the shoulder straps. I pick some iridescent clear beads and stitch them onto the bottom edge of the chest band. As I work my way across, I'll eventually come to the point where the shoulder straps are, and I can pause to sew those down before I continue to add beads. The benefit of this is also that I can now use the beads to hide some of the stitches where the straps are connected. I sew both ends of the straps this way and continue beading across the front, then add Velcro for the rear closure. When I use Velcro for these dresses, I tend to sew the hook side so that it's fully on the ribbon, facing down, and then the loop side sticks off the side of the ribbon because then it closes without adding large amounts of bulkiness to the back of the dress. The fullness of the petals means the back of the skirt will stay completely closed. Last of all, I always like using a little fabric glue to add a bit of sparkle to the skirt. I use glue-on Swarovski crystals and a wax pencil to pick them up. I don't have the tools for hot fix crystals, but since most artificial flowers are synthetic, I would worry about melting the petals. Glue applied with a toothpick works well for me. The wax pencil is made for picking up beads and crystals for nail art, but I always forget I can't pick them up from my hand because the gems like to try to stick to my skin instead. So make sure they're right side up on a hard surface, then you can use the wax to pick them up. A white crayon can work too. After the glue is dry, the dress is ready for my littlest doll to wear. The skirt being separate petals means it's really flexible, so it's easy for the doll to sit or stand or pose however I prefer. All in all, it took maybe 30 minutes to put it together, and despite being simple, I feel like these are always really cute. That's all for today though. Thanks for watching. Bye.